Seriously, of course, every newspaper and TV programme has its slow news days. And that's when you reach for tried and tested formulas, like this old favourite on a current affair.
Not sick, but you want the day off? No worries. These doctors are happy to make every weekend a long one. Just ask and they'll give you a certificate.
2 weeks ago, ACA re-spun a yarn they've teased out several times in the past few years. Armed with a hidden camera, Brisbane producer Aaron O'Brien and his offsider rocked up to 5 different doctors and asked for a sick note. He claims he told them he was merely tired, yet all agreed to write him a sickie, with one getting it done in just 90 seconds, and another doctor laughing as he did the deed.
I was shocked that he just seemed to think it was a bit of a joke and that he could just come up with an excuse with me. So.
What excuse will I put in?
I can leave it up to you, Mal.
Yeah, if I'm talking about for lunch again.
Yeah.
It did not look good for the doctors, but ACA had only given us their side of the story. And it might well have stayed that way had the doctor in the video clip not been recognised, thanks to his Irish accent, by patients and colleagues. And that left him not seeing the joke at all.
My name is Dr. Liam Carroll. I cannot tell you how pissed off I am.
In performing its sting, a current affair had secretly filmed the consultation without telling the doctor. Producer Aaron O'Brien had posed as a patient, and according to Dr. Carroll, he had also told a number of lies.
He told me he was a chippy and clarified as carpenter. I believe he told me his colleague was his girlfriend.
And according to the doctor, the falsehoods did not stop there. In a sworn statement, Dr. Carroll has set out what he says his patient told him. And this tells a very different tale to the one told on a current affair.
Aaron O'Brien was scheduled as a new patient to our practice on the 1st of October at 11:15 a.m. His presenting complaint was that he was stressed, that his boss was getting under him and that he just could not go into work today. He was hunched over, he was cowering, and I thought he may even start crying. I felt he may even have been bullied by his boss.
If Dr. Carroll's account is correct, what was he supposed to do? Write the carpenter come TV producer a sick note, or tell him to toughen up and send him away? To do the latter, says Carroll, would have been irresponsible and potentially dangerous.
I personally have attended to a number of suicide cases, men in their 30s, and then having to explain this to their wife and 4- and 6-year-old. It's hard. Often a male this age is dragged in by their girlfriend who is really concerned about them, and we only see the tip of the iceberg. So any male stressed and bullied I take very seriously.
So, how do we know if the doctor is telling the truth? Well, the short answer is we don't. But an easy way to find out would be to look at the camera tapes, which recorded the meeting from beginning to end. So, we asked a current affair if we could take a look. But, surprise, surprise, the programme refused. We then put a series of questions to ACA's executive producer, Grant Williams, but he declined to comment. So what redress does Dr. Carroll have? Well, he could sue for defamation or he could complain, but that takes time or money or both. Having had his reputation trashed, it could take years and thousands of dollars to get it back. And that's why we believe Channel 9's boss David Gyngell has a responsibility to deal with this matter and deal with it quickly. Who knows? 9 may even be in the right. And meanwhile, let's recall what happened in 2001 when ACA did the exact same story. Back then, one of the doctors in the sting complained to police about the lies she was told. And the private investigator stroke reporter who had posed as a patient, Colin Chapman, was found guilty of false representation.
Journalist fined for faking illness on TV. A freelance reporter was yesterday convicted of faking an illness to obtain a medical certificate, using a hidden video camera to tape the visit for a segment on Channel 9's A Current Affair program.
The good news for 9 is that that law has been repealed. The bad news is an almost identical one has replaced it. So maybe A Current Affair needs to be taught the lesson again.